So it looks like Trump is executing people in the streets. Full on, Trump is dragging innocent people, an innocent man, out into the streets in broad daylight and straight up executing them in front of the nation, making sure there's multiple angles, everybody's filming. He wanted everybody to see this. And we're going to go over what happened exactly. So, for anybody saying this wasn't an execution, no, they systematically had a man down on his knees, hands and knees. They disarmed him and then, cool as a cucumber, went up and shot him. And then shot him again and again and again and again. And then backed up. And while he was laying still on the ground, shot him, I don't know, 5 more times. It wasn't just a little execution. No, they wanted to make a point. They wanted to let everybody know who's in charge. And they're sending that message to the whole country. Will the whole country listen? I don't know, but that's what's happening right here. And the message from the state is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Where's your army? Are you going to do anything about this? Oh, you're going to file some papers? You're going to fight us in court? Is this dead guy going to file in court? No, he's dead. And everybody else knows that don't challenge the state. Here are your options. You can obey or you can die. Those are your options right now in America. Freedoms, rights, right to film police, right to say anything, right to live, those don't exist. Right to carry arms, those don't exist. Not anymore, not in Trump's America. Right now, as it stands, this second in this country, obey or die. And if you don't obey and they have to put you down, they're going to argue that you were a terrorist, you were a threat, you had it coming. You deserved it. And that's what the state has been arguing about this man who the state executed. Trump, straight up, an execution of just a random civilian. Just to make a point. Just to make a point. Let everybody know what's going on. But let's go over it real fast. Let everybody know just how clear-cut this is.
What's important is that Alex's hands are on the ground. He is on his knees. The weapon is holstered. And
So this is after they have 6 officers had taken Alex, pushed him back to the curb, and pushed down a woman. And when Alex went to help this woman up on the curb, away from everything, they pepper sprayed him and then dogpiled him and started beating him on the ground. And this is where this is picking up.
He observed that even as he was being pepper sprayed, he was holding his phone and he was turning his hand away, never going for his waistband. So again, let's continue to look here. So what do we just observe? You observe that one agent is securing a weapon, telling other agents there's a weapon present, and drawing your firearm. But that is the thing I want you to keep in mind here. This man is on the ground. The firearm is secured. And then observe, this is key.
Yeah, so they got the weapon, they pulled it away. And then here's the guy, the officer, watching him be disarmed, watching the entire time. Oh, he's got a weapon on his back. He had a license to carry this weapon. They systematically disarmed him while watching, and this man pulls out his gun and shoots him in the back. Calm as a cucumber. They got the gun away, on his hands and knees. Wow. You're dead. You're dead, liberal. You're dead, liberal. How do you like that? How do you like filming us? How dare you? How dare you? And that was the sequence of events that ended this man's life. And it wasn't an accident. It was, I think a lot of people are not understanding what's going on here or why. They're confused. Like, well, maybe the officer was scared. Maybe he was sleepy. Maybe he didn't know what was going on. Maybe this or that. You tell people what happened. I told some other people what happened about the event before they had watched the videos. And they said, actually, when they had already seen the video of him getting shot from a different angle, they said, well, He probably tried to grab for the officer's gun on his belt. He probably tried to do this. He probably tried to do they're trying to explain it away because to them, it all has to make sense. It has to have rule of law. They have to live in a country where they feel safe. They have to comfort themselves. This is how can I what can I tell myself that I still feel safe with this happening? How can I make sense of it? And the truth is, you're not safe. You're not safe. That's the state can kill you at any time, can snatch you from the side of the street, execute you if they feel like it. And then they will get up on stage and argue that you are a goddamn terrorist. The president will get up and say you were a terrorist and had it coming, and how dare you exist in his sight, in his anything. He can do whatever he goddamn wants. As he went on for other issues, he gave an interview. What can stop him from doing whatever he's doing? He said nothing. The Constitution? No. Laws? No. As I pointed out in the other video, currently he's flagrantly disregarding the law. There is no law in this country, as I went over in the other video. And now he's making a point. Who's in charge? And he's in charge. Well, what are the Democrats doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Looking to leadership to try and fight back against this? That's not going to happen. They're tinkering around the edges. The career Democrats, career politicians, they're not going to do shit about this. So, personally, I'm a goddamn coward. I'm not going to do shit about it. No, thank you. I'm leaving in a month. Leaving the country because this is getting too spicy for me. Dude, there's one way to fight against this. And I can't say it. That's I can't say it. They'll come after me if I say it, and I don't want to get come after. So, no, thank you. Republicans always say the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just saying that's what Republicans always say. That's why the Republicans always love the Second Amendment, to stop tyrannical governments that are just publicly executing citizens in broad daylight in the middle of the street to make a goddamn point. Who's in charge? And I think that's just what it is. We even had ICE agents after they killed Renee Good. I guess that wasn't clear enough. They didn't really communicate well enough because there were still people filming them and annoying them. So they had to make their point again. But after they had executed Renee Good, you saw the ICE agents, when they were brutalizing other people, they said, "Didn't you learn your lesson? Didn't you see what we did to Renee Good? Don't you understand what this is?" And now again, they're making their point again. Don't you understand what this is? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? And that's what, so I've been arguing online that, all right, if this is the way it is, we need to re-educate the citizens. If the citizens aren't going to try and stop it, because at this point it's, what are you going to do about it? Where you in what army? Well, we need to re-educate people because we have some white guy thinking that he is right. You can't have, that's what's causing this, is there's a disconnect between what people think they're allowed to do and what the state will actually allow you to do. The state doesn't want you filming them. The state doesn't want you talking back to them. And if you do, you'll be executed. So this white guy thought, he probably saw on like a piece of paper, like the Constitution or something, that he had these rights. So he thought he could film, and he thought he could be there, and he thought he could do anything to annoy anybody. Thought he could exist without bowing his head. And he tested that theory, and it turns out, nope, nope, you're dead. Nope, the state said no. And these killings will continue until the citizens either change it and say, well, we don't agree. You know what happens when the government says one thing and the people say something else? The government's going to do what it does until the people try and stop it. That's just how it works. So if it's going to continue, which it's America, it will, the citizens have to understand that, be careful. Be careful until you're ready to do anything else. If anything else ever happens in this country. I don't know how the country's ultimately going to go, but this is a new turn in America. Well, kind of. So Traditionally, we've been doing this stuff just to black people. Just to black people. So brutalizing them, and then they were holding a phone, and we're like, "Oh, man, they had a weapon of mass destruction in their hand. It was a phone. Oh, so we had to put them down. We had to put the savage down." Or when they're running away, the police would make ridiculous claims like, "Oh, well, we felt threatened that he was running away from us. Like, he was gonna run away and then get a head start running back at us, and so we had to stop that." So it's been my entire life actually, of seeing police, the state, the state say ridiculous things about black people, about why they deserved to get put down. And it has chilled black people in this country. They know their place. They tell their kids, here's how you interact with the state respectfully. Don't two hands on the wheel, eyes forward, do exactly as you're told, and you might survive. Might. Might survive. And now white people are getting told that, and they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" White people, liberals especially, are getting told this, and they're like, "Wait, wait, 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 wait. When it was just black people, fair enough. But people that look like us? Whoa, hold on, hold on. Things are getting a little hot here. Things are getting this is a little different." So there's that. We all watched a black man, George Floyd, be slowly and casually choked to death on the ground in broad daylight in the middle of the street, with a man on his neck, kneeling on his neck with his hands in his pockets. So casual. And America went, all right, that's a little bit messed up, and kind of rabble-roused a little bit about it for a few months or something. And then got bored of it, and we're like, okay, but it's black people, everybody. All right, move along, move on. We don't really care too much. We're not gonna come to blows about this, right? We'll pass some measure to have the police wear more body cams or something. I don't know. Do some measure that sweep it under the rug. No big deal. No big deal. Again, over 1,150 people every year in this country are slaughtered, killed by police. This isn't new. What's new is how flagrant it is, I guess. And that is targeting white people. That's the big one. And that Trump is coming out, and it's just, here's the other dimension of it, is that, yes, it's happening. But now in the face of the videos, in the face of how clear cut of an execution, just straight out, boom, in the back it is, the government's getting up and lying. It's lying, but not because it thinks that it can tell you, that it thinks it's going to fool you. It knows, the government knows that they're not fooling anybody. Trump knows that you saw what they saw. Instead, it's power. It's letting you know who's in charge. It's like holding up this tweezers and going, this is a gun. This is a gun. And then handing it to you, and then shooting you in the face. And then going to the next person and going, what is this? Tell me what this is. The government knows this is just power. This is pure display of unadulterated power. Complete over you, over everybody. Before it was just black people. Before it was just minorities. Now it's all everybody. The liberals. Well, that's the thing. Right now, it's not everybody. It's just the liberals. It's just all the other half of the country. The half in charge, they're not saying that to them. No, they know they're on whose side they're on. And they think they're still safe and they won't be abused or anything else. And they're probably right. This is just the liberals. So the bad half of the country that they're targeting, I guess that's a little bit new. And it's flagrant. And will Americans ever fight back against stuff? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it. Because the reason I doubt it is because the alternative to having the state randomly executing random people in the streets to show power and to just let you know who's in charge, like they're not doing mass killings currently. So yeah, okay, they'll shoot some random people in the face in the middle of the street to make a point. But as long as everybody gets in line and understands their place, that's where it will end. Let Trump do whatever he wants and it'll end there. The alternative is far, far uglier. To try and resist the United States countries can't resist the United States. And for me, again, I'm a coward. No, thank you. I'm not going to resist shit. Okay. If the police are doing anything, I'm walking the other way. I'm not even going to walk past them. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go, oh shit. I'm going to dodge into a store or something until this blows over. This is too spicy for me. But I'm not as brave as this person was. Not even close. Oh well. That's just how it is. And I think a lot of people are misunderstanding what's going on here. And what's going on here is super clear to me. I'm getting the message loud and clear. Yes, sir, Mr. Trump. You're executing liberals who do anything. All right. Okay. Don't execute me. We're cool. The rest of the country's fucked, though.